everyone. I've got a crafty project to share with you today. I ordered some of these angel bead wings. Hang on, let me just show you. Last year I saw a couple of people making these bead dangles. I think I'd seen Maggie Lockley do them, a couple of ladies. Ordered some charms. I don't know how many is in this bag, 20, 30 possibly. There must have been 30 actually, because there's still loads in here. And just ran out of time last Christmas and never got round to making any. But, you know, I've got all the materials in my beading stash. I also saw some people making wine cork charms. And I was in the scrap store again earlier on this year and picked up a whole bag for £2 in the scrap store. Just look how many there were. It was, oh gosh, probably about March, April time, and I've been hoarding onto them with this project in mind. And now that I've got my beading mojo back, I'm just absolutely addicted. So this is what I've made. I just absolutely love these. They are just gorgeous, and all I've done is use different materials to wrap around the cork. So for instance, this one here was just a piece of paper that was in one of the crafting magazines. It's not even great quality paper. There you go. There's a project on the back. And so I measured the width of the cork and cut a strip to size and just glued it on with Mod Podge, and then I've just used various trims to decorate it. Various ribbons, here we go. So I've used some of this ribbon on this one here, some lace, is it that one there? Yes, I think it's that lace as well to go around the bottom. And then I'd got some mini doilies. I've used them all now, that I picked up from the works here in the UK. I think you got a pack of 4 for £1. So I've used some of those. There we go. I've got in fact I'd only got 3 left. I'd obviously used one for something else, but I've used one here, top and bottom. Again, this one's done with that same paper, but I've just used some thinner glittery Rick Rack ribbon on the bottom. And then I've just made my wire wraps and poked them through the top of the cork and added a clip and of course my beading angel on the bottom. And aren't these just adorable? I've used some of the little mini mulberry flowers as well to decorate some of these. I got these for 60p I think from the wholesalers, the floristry wholesalers that I often talk about. This one here has just been wrapped with some organza ribbon. I've got loads and loads of ribbon that I picked up donkey's years ago, 10 years ago probably, from Costco. I've got them in all sorts of different colours on huge reels like this. They're a couple of pounds each. I think they were on offer after Christmas, and I just picked up one of each colour. I've also used, for instance on this one here, some of the flowers. Do you remember me showing you a bag of flower bits that I got from the scrap store earlier on this year? Well, I took some of them apart. These were sort of on like a plastic stem. And I added some of those little mini pearl dots that you get on the sticker sheets. I put a little tiny bit of glossy accent in the middle and attached some pearls, and those have been sitting there waiting for me to do something with. I made a whole bag of them, just sat there one day. So there's that one there. This one here is wrapped with some Christmas tree ribbon. Here we go. I picked this up from the floristry wholesalers last year, or it could even be the year before. In fact, I've given quite a lot of this away in Happy Mail last Christmas. And again, just using more ribbons and trims. A lot of these ribbons are Happy Mail that you lovely ladies have sent me. That piece there is certainly a piece from Happy Mail, and that's just that purple organza ribbon. So I am going to tidy this away and I'll show you how I made them, because I know that a lot of ladies are making them using the Tim Holtz huge eye pins, and they're expensive for us to get hold of here. They're about £6 a pack. So I thought, right, let's improvise and try and use my own materials. This one here I just want to show you. I added some glitter as well. Where is the glitter? It's just really fine, super fine glitter, and I just absolutely love that. I think that's gorgeous, and I just applied a tiny bit of Mod Podge and then tipped the glitter on, and I just love that. It's just beautiful. I love these. So as I say, let me clear away and I'll show you how I made them. going to make a traditional red one this time. So I've got my glue gun at the ready, and I'm just going to start off by putting a bead of glue. This glue gun that I'm using, by the way, is just absolutely rubbish. I ordered it because of the fine nozzle, but it just leaks absolutely everywhere. It's just awful. So if anybody can recommend a good quality fine nozzle glue gun, then please let me know in the comments section. I would be really, really grateful for any tips. One that doesn't leak everywhere, please. So I am just going to wrap this ribbon around the cork, just pulling it quite tightly. I know that it doesn't fit top and bottom, but that's fine. It really, really doesn't matter. And I think I'm going to go round it a couple of times as well. So then I'm just going to trim that. Then I want to add a little bit of glue just to the bottom of that ribbon there, like that. And I've got a lolly stick so that I don't burn myself, just to press it down flat, like this. Not perfectly straight, but that's good enough. There we are. And I'm just going to decorate it with some trims. So I'm going to use these two ribbons here. So this one here will go around the bottom. Or shall I have that one round the top, actually? Yeah, I think I'll have this one at the top. So again, I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue. This is really hard to do on camera, guys, so you can make it. Whoops daisy, I've just burnt myself. You'll be able to make a much neater job of this when you can get up close and spend time doing it. So just being really careful that you don't burn yourself and be clumsy like me. Going all the way around, just a little bit at a time. I can get rid of the stringy bits at the end, so I'm just going to trim that off. There we are. And then put a dab of glue just on the end of the ribbon. Here we are. Manoeuvre that into place. Use my lolly stick just to sort of trim it down. So there we go, that's that one. Then I want to put some ribbon around the bottom as well. So we'll start off, I'm starting off on the seam because I can hide that bit at the back. Here we are. And again, just continue going all the way around with your glue gun. You can use regular glue for this if you like. Fabri-Tac would be a good alternative, but this is just quicker for me to do it on camera, and just quicker to do it generally as well, because of course it dries instantly. And then we can snip that bit off there and just put a little dab of glue on the ends. Press that down. There we go. Get rid of those gluey bits. And so, right, what I want to do now before we do anything else is I want to use a long dressmaker's pin to put some holes in the cork, top and bottom. So I'm going to go quite a way down because that's how I'm going to form my little pin head that will go into the hole in the middle. So I'm going to go in and out just a few times to make sure that I've got a big enough hole for my craft wire to go in, because what I am going to do is use some of this craft wire. Where have I put my cutters? I'm going to use a piece of craft wire which I'll form a loop on the end, and of course that will go into the top of the hole, and it'll hold both my closure on the top and my bead dangle on the bottom. So let's pull that out, and so I want to flip it over and do exactly the same thing on the bottom. And it's easier to do it now because of course by the time you've added and attached loads of bits it's more difficult. And again, just go in and out a few times just to make sure that you've got a hole that's big enough, not too big, which is why I'm using a dressmaker's pin, because I shall end up adding some glossy accents to hold the wire in place. So now what I want to do is form a loop. So I've got a piece of wire, jewellery wire. This is 20 gauge wire, and it's approximately 3 inches. And I'm going to grab it with my round nose pliers like that. Can you see? And I'm going to bend it like that, so pushing with my thumb and then bringing my wire over the top, so that I've got this going on. Then I am going to push my wire so that they're at right angles like this, and wrap this round. You can use pliers for this, but this is, you know, soft enough for me to manipulate it with my fingers. Then I'm going to trim that excess off with my wire cutters. Hold on to it so that it doesn't ping everywhere and hit you in the eye. And then I'm just going to grab these pliers here just to make sure that that wire is nice and tidy and nice and flat. I'm just move these bits and pieces out of the way. Too many things here. Right, okay. So now I've got a piece of wire that looks like that. I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to do another piece of wire and repeat the same. I'm just eyeballing this, but as I say, you want a piece that's about 3 inches. So again, grabbing it in between your round nose pliers like that, push the bottom with your thumb and then bring the wire over the top like that, and then push it round so that you end up with your wire at a right angle, and then wrap it round about three times I like, and then trim off the excess. So again, put your finger over the top so that you don't end up with it pinging and whacking you in the eye. And so those are my loops. Now I've grabbed a couple of pearl beads. These are 10mm beads, I think, and these are just off a piece of old jewellery. I would guess the necklace probably dates back to the 80s. We've got the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham, a major city not far from us, and I picked up a whole bag of jewellery bits a few years ago for £5. It was just full of necklaces, just absolutely perfect for this kind of thing. Right, let me just put that down there so that I don't lose it. Now I want to trim this off to about there, and I'm going to add some glossy accents. Where's it gone? Here we are. Let me just poke my pin in that, because otherwise it'll never come out. And I'm just going to put a blob of glossy accents. Here we are. And a bit on the bottom of the bead as well, because this will hold everything in place. And then I'm going to put, there we go, press it in. And once that glue's dried, that will hold that nice and firmly in place. And I want to do exactly the same thing with the other end now. What have I done? Here we go. Where did I put that bead? So I'm going to pop my bead on. I'm going to trim that wire to about there. There we are. And again, I shall put some glossy accents on the front and the back. Let me just move that just in case it drips. Front and back of the wire, and a bit on the bottom of the bead as well. Put the lid back on my glossy accents, and then poke it in the other end. And there we are. Nice and neat. And then I want to assemble my charms. What I want to do first of all is decorate the top of this, I think. I'm going to use some of those little flowers, if I can find them. What did I do with them? These ones here. Let's just move these bits and bobs out of the way. So probably 4. Let's have a look. In fact, I'll do it top and bottom, so I'll need 8 in total. And all I'm going to do is just put a blob of glue, there we go, and just pop a flower on. And I'm just going to go all the way around like this. I can get the stringy bits off afterwards. As I say, just be careful that you don't burn yourself when you're doing this. Dee, if you watch this, I hope that you'll attempt doing something like this, because I'm pretty sure that you will have materials that you could use to do this kind of thing. And I'm going to repeat that on the bottom as well. Oh, those are stuck together. Come apart, come apart. There we are. So this is a really quick project. And I just think they just look so much fun. I think they're gorgeous, great to give away as little gifts, or, you know, to decorate your tree with. There we are. So I'm going to put that to one side to dry. And then I've got some beads here that I've made into a bit of a bead charm. I've got a head pin that measures, how long is this? 2 inches, 2-inch head pin with a flat top. It looks like a pin. Can you see? And I've just dug some beads from my stash. I didn't have one of the little bead angels. Hang on, bear with me. Let me just grab one of these. I didn't have one of the little acrylic bell flowers in the right colour, so I found an elongated cream bead from my stash that I thought would do the job. Then I'm going to put a pair of wings on top, and then a red bead. And then I haven't got room to do a wrapped loop with this, so what I'm going to do is just trim that down. It's about a finger width, pinky finger, there we go. And I'm grabbing my round nose pliers again, and what I shall do is just grab it at the bottom and just twist that over so that it's like that. And then I shall grab the top of my pliers and just pull it over until it closes. Then to get it the right shape, I can just bend it out a little bit, and then just grab my bent nose pliers then just to close that gap. There we go. So that's what I've got. Then I want to open this. I want to just make sure that that's nice and neat and flat. And then I'm going to open it by, let me stand up and do this so that you can see. I'm just going to push that back to open it, not pulling it out like that. I'm pushing. You can either pull it forward or push it back. It's easier for me to pull it back, and that's going to go on that way round. And then I'm just going to close it. Oh, there we are. Try not to pinch my fingers in the process. There we go. And I'm just going to wiggle that until, again, it's nice and flush. There we are. So that's what we've got. And then finally, I just need to grab a jump ring. Let me just grab a jump ring. These are nice heavy duty 5mm jump rings, but they are heavy duty ones, so they're nice and strong, and are not going to come open. And I'm just going to pull that. And again, let me just show you with another jump ring. What you want to do with your jump rings, never pull them open that way, because it just weakens the wire. You sort of want to twist it either forward or backwards, like that. And so there we are. There's a nice red one. Isn't that just gorgeous? So that's what it looks like on the bottom. That's it on the top. And after a couple of hours, you know, that glossy accents will set nice and firm, and so that your loops are all nice and secure. I just love those. And here's another look at the other charms that I've made. I just think these are so adorable, and I'm going to continue making more of these. So just to recap, This one here was decorated with some of these tiny mulberry flowers. I used one of these flowers here for the bottom of this one here. I picked them up in a pack of 6 from the Works here in the UK. It's a felt flower embellishment, and they've got these glue dots on the bottom, and if you just really carefully heat that with your heat tool, it'll peel right off. And then I went through the centre with my pokey tool to create a hole so that I had something for my eye pin to go through, and then I just topped it off with a bead, and that's decorated the bottom of that because, you know, size wise for a cork, these are just absolutely perfect. The other thing I used, you saw me with this one here, those tiny little fabric flowers. I've also got some felt flowers here that I picked up from my local haberdashery store. These were £2 for a pack of 6. These are Habik felt flowers from Nepal, and again, if you were really careful, these have got seed beads on the top, but if you were really careful, you could just make a hole with your pokey tool. Be really careful because of course you don't want to stab yourself with a pokey tool. You can make a hole again for your eye pin to go through, and again, these are just the perfect size to use. In fact, I'm going to make one with these now, so I might do a show and tell in a couple of days of some more that I have made. So I hope that's inspired some of you to give these wine cork charms a go. As I say, sort of quite a few people were making these last year. I think they're adorable, just so much fun. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you like this, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And take care, everyone. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.